The early voting has already started. The election day is November 5, but ladies and gentlemen, we will not just select the next president of the United States. There's a number of choices we have to make. We also have to decide who will be sitting on the benches in the Cook County Circuit Court. We have a great honor, great pleasure to talk to Mrs. Pamela Curran Smith, candidate for a Cook County judge in the 12th Sub-Circuit.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you so much for finding time. This must be a very busy moment in your life.
It is incredibly busy, but it's a great time. It's been a great experience.
Are you spending a lot of time talking to the voters right now? As I said, the early voting started, so the opportunities are aplenty.
Yes. Early voting started last Monday, and so I have been at the early voting locations. They're open right now from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Arlington Heights is actually open this week until 7 p.m. So I have been out there as much as I can every single day, trying to connect with voters and introduce myself and talk with them and see what they want from judges on the bench. And it's been a great opportunity.
Yeah, what are people asking you about? What are their major concerns?
Well, I think one of the things, people are most concerned, obviously it's the presidential. So they're very concerned
obviously
about that.
It's number one thing.
Yes. And then they have the state rep, there's Illinois state representative and Congress. So, but from judges, most people don't know judges. And a lot of people don't even vote their judges. They just don't think that it applies to them, or they don't know the judges. They don't want to vote for the wrong person. And that's a big part of getting out there to connect with people, because you never know when you're going to be in front of a judge, whether it's a traffic ticket or a custody case, whatever the matter is, either you or somebody that you know and love may be in front of a judge, and you want that judge to be a qualified, good person on the bench to be able to resolve the issues.
Definitely. Most of us will never have a chance to meet a congressman or talk to him or her about something important to us personally. But most of us at some point will have a direct contact with a judge, and the efficiency and other qualities that this judge has to present touches us on a personal level. So this is really important, ladies and gentlemen.
It does. No, and so I appreciate being here today to talk with you more about that and with my candidacy too. Let's
talk about you first, and let's paint a picture about your background. What pushed you into law? How long are you practicing? What are your areas of expertise?
So I have been practicing for the past 18 years, but I was born and raised in Cook County. I grew up in Jefferson Park. And I grew up, I'm the first lawyer in my family. So my parents are very hardworking. I'm blessed to have two very hardworking parents. They instilled in me and my siblings, the values of honesty and integrity and hard work. And so I emulate them in the path that I'm taking as far as what I have done in my practice. But I have also had the benefit of working alongside a retired judge from Cook County. And he's actually with us here today, Sam Amaranti. He was known actually as the hugging judge when he was on the bench, and he was on the bench for 17 years. But through him, I've had the opportunity to really develop in different areas of the law. So in my 18 years of practice, have a very broad, diverse legal background. And we represent people from all walks of life. My dad was a union member for the past 50 years. So it gives some perspective, but I do largely criminal defense work, but I've also done family law and probate, guardianship, and the whole gamut of cases, really. And I've been in state court and federal court and argued jury trials and bench trials, too.
A very broad experience.
So, yes, it has been.
And I think it translates to, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a list of all the professional organizations that have recommended you or give you the label of qualified candidate for this position. Name just a few of the most important.
Yes. So to become a judge in Cook County, there are bar associations that have an evaluating process. And so I have been found qualified or recommended by all of the evaluating bar associations. And that includes the Chicago Bar Association, the Illinois State Bar Association. There are multiple ethnic groups that have their own bar associations as well. So there's the Asian, there's the Decalogue Society. All of these different organizations come together, and we go through an interview process, and then they individually make their recommendations. And so through that process, I've been found either recommended or qualified by all. But I also have some other endorsements that I am honored to have received.
And Polish organizations are on that list.
That's right. The Polish American Police Association. So I have earned their endorsement, which I'm especially proud of because I do criminal defense work, but at the end of the day, it's the values, it's the experience, it's the integrity that you bring forward. And so I have earned their endorsement, which I'm very proud to have. I'm honored for it. Thank you. And some other police organizations as well. The Italian American Police Association has been, I've earned their endorsement too, and I'm grateful for that as well. I'm very proud to have that. But also, besides the police organizations, I have some union support too. So I've gotten the endorsements of some unions, and I've also gotten Dr. Willie Wilson's endorsements, the sheriff from DuPage County, James Mendrick, and then numerous retired judges who have sat on the bench before me, many of whom I hope to one day emulate.
Yeah, I told you, this is a huge list. This is a long list. We have to talk for hours about them. Pamela, you ran as a Republican candidate. All the judges, first-time judges, have to have this political affiliation here in Illinois. How important is it in the process of becoming a judge, and how important that affiliation will be after you are elected?
So in Cook County, when you run for the very first time, or once you're, let me start with this, when you're already on the bench, and you'll see this, especially this election cycle in Cook County, I believe there are 77 judges that are on the retention ballot. Those are your yes and no judges from Cook County.
Don't have political party.
They do not. They're nonpartisan.
Yes.
And we want that. We want our judges on the bench, right? Not to be beholden to a political party or to have political affiliation in that way. Yeah. So we are re-electing them, and I always encourage people to vote yes for the judges because we have some amazing judges on the bench and we want to retain them. Yes. So we vote yes to retain. But when you're running for the very first time, you're running, you do have to make a party affiliation. And so I am running as a Republican candidate in Cook County, yes. The unique thing about running as a judge is that we are essentially prohibited from making public statements about social issues. And so we do run on our experience and our what we would be able to bring to the bench, as opposed to running based on our
some political agenda.
Yes, right? Exactly. That's exactly right. Yes.
Perfect. So what values are the most important from your perspective? What should we as voters look for in the judges that we elect?
I feel that the most important thing is to be fair, ethical, and have high integrity. But when I tell people the type of judge that I want to be, I base it on the judges that I have been before with my clients. And so when I'm in a courthouse and standing in that hallway with my clients and I see which judge is on the bench, I know if I can feel comfortable telling my clients that judge is going to be fair, they're going to be reasonable, and most importantly, they're going to listen to the facts of the case. That's what I want in any judge that's going to be sitting on the bench that I'm going to appear before. And that's why I encourage voters, that's the type of judge that you want on the bench. Yeah,
that's definitely something that we are looking for also. I think you summarized it perfectly. You mentioned that you had some great role models to emulate, great mentors. Name a few. I know one of them is listening to our conversation right now.
Yes, Sam Amoranti. And I would say one of the things about Judge Amoranti is that I've learned so much from him about the law and about life. I mean, because there are always life lessons that come along with it. And so I am a mother. I have two sons. I have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. And so I look at them and I want to bring all of that to make this world, make this county especially, a safer place for them to live. So
great. We see your family here on the flyer that you brought. I think that the family is very important for you. If you put that image here, what other values you cherish the most? Definitely
fairness. I see it even with my two boys. There's the need to balance.
Sometimes you have to be judged within the family.
That's right. That's right. So definitely fairness. And fairness is, it's so important in the courtroom to be fair, to listen, and to have high integrity, to really, truly look at the cases that come before you and apply the law to the facts of the case. That is, you need to know the law. You need to be knowledgeable about the law. And you need to apply that law as it's written, the way that it's written in Illinois. That is the law that I intend to follow, and that's what I intend to do on the bench.
Great. Do you live in the 12th Sub-Circuit?
I do, citizen? Yes. I've actually, so I grew up in Jefferson Park on the northwest side of the city. I was born and raised there. And then about 16 years ago, I moved out to Arlington Heights, and I live in Prospect Heights now, but I've I've been in the northwest suburbs for the past 16 years.
There's a huge Polish population in the 12th subcircuit. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you'll be making those decisions, punch number 94. Pamela Curran Smith is the judge that will definitely resonate with the values that you cherish. I see you, Pamela, here. All the family in a Bears gear. Are you a fan? How do you think the Caleb Williams experiment is doing?
Well, I mean, it's just kind of like this campaign. It's been a roller coaster. Started out slow. It got good. You know, now it's dipping down. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens this year. My husband and my boys are definitely more avid sports fans than I. So just by being around them, I learned a lot about it. So,
yeah, and I guess you did not have enough time to watch every single game because you had to focus on the campaign.
No, right? I have not watched TV in a long time. So no, but it's worth it. It's worth it to get out there and meet people and educate people about the process and about judges and electing judges and trying to get good people on the bench.
Awesome. Thank you so much for running.
Thank you
so much for applying your expertise. We hope to talk to you pretty soon as a newly elected judge. We wish you all the best, all the good luck. And ladies and gentlemen, punch number is 94.
94.
Don't stop at the top of the ballot. Work through the entire thing and remember to stop. Remember to mark punch 24 for Pamela Curran Smith, your candidate for judge in the 12th subcircuit of Cook County.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you so much.
I humbly ask for the support and the votes. Yes, that's right.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.